Here is another video requested by one of our viewers who was having a difficult time figuring out how to calculate the overall length and height required to figure out the individual rise and run on an existing stairway. Maybe something you're going to be removing and replacing, or one that you're going to be redesigning. And basically what you're going to do is start from the front of the stairway and level up. Now you can use a plumb bob for this also. However, if you're going to use a level, then I would suggest using some painter's tape, something that isn't going to pull the paint off of your wall. And then simply plumb up from the front of the stairs. Make a mark on the tape, and that should look something like this. And then you're just going to repeat the process until you get as close as you can to the top. You're not going to know exactly where the top is going to be, so just get as close as you possibly can to the top. And then once you know where this line is here, you can always grab a piece of tape and then run it up in the direction where you think it's going to need to be a little higher or lower. And then we're going to do the same thing using the level coming off of the upper floor. So not too difficult. We're just simply going to level over and then draw a line on our tape and then work our way over and repeat the process until we get to the end here. So not too difficult. However, you will need to make sure that you have a level that actually works, because if you're off a little bit or you don't use the level correctly, then you're going to be off a little bit with your measurements. And then when you have the two intersecting points right here, you're going to be able to just simply measure the distance from this point here to this point here, and from the top of the floor to this point here. And I don't suggest measuring either one of them without the intersecting points. For example, if all I have is this line here and I measure from here to here at an angle, then I'm probably going to get a measurement that's going to be a little bit longer than it will be if I'm measuring from here to here. So it's very important to have the intersecting points before you start measuring. Now, another thing to keep in mind here is that you might have some type of carpeting, tile, or wood flooring, something covering up the floor that could be messing up your measurements, and you're going to need to figure out the difference between what you're actually measuring and the top of the existing floor framing or concrete slab. And the same thing up at the top if your measurements need to be accurate. And when I say that, the height of the stairway that you're going to use to figure out the total rise of the stairway, or the difference between the lower level and the upper level, than the horizontal measurement, especially if you have some extra room at the bottom or the top. However, if you don't, then the horizontal measurement is also going to be critical for anyone who is going to be rebuilding a set of stairs. And don't forget that you can always remove a section of the flooring at the top or the bottom to get even more accurate measurements when rebuilding, repairing, or remodeling a stairway.